Jurgen, you talked about needing your team to find solutions in the absence of Salah and Mane and Naby Keita, and you've reeled off 3 clean sheets on the bounce now, a really important time to do that. You know, how pleasing is that you found that extra solidity at a time where maybe your attacking threat is perhaps not quite as much as it usually would be?
It's essential. So the only way you can do it. So it's like when you lose key players for injuries or tournaments, whatever, that's then it's not the solution. It's not that you will be flying in the next game, that you say, okay, now we score 5 or 6 and we create chances like hell and all these kind of things, wherever they are on the pitch. If they are strikers, midfielders, or wherever, you lose key players, you have to adapt. And our case was 100% clear. We need to be solid, rock solid. We have to be, but we know that. That's a clear agreement. Maybe you don't see that all the time, but we defending first. Let me say it like this: we have to be organized. That's the basis for everything we do. And in this moment, I can see outstanding commitment to our defending. That's how it is. So we really, everybody is 100% involved in everything because they understand it's now more important than ever, and that's helpful that we didn't concede then. I don't know all situations, probably about Ali as well, so that he made a couple of important saves. That's clear, but it's that was clear. We have to do it like this. We have to put defending above everything to have a chance for results, and we want to have results. It's not about that you fly through all periods of a season and with 3, 4, 5-0 results or whatever. You have to win football games 1-0. That's how it is. And I like them as well. Don't like the 90 minutes most of the time, but afterwards I take them like I take all other results. And that's obviously necessary, and the boys understood.
Thanks, Dave. Okay, Richard Jolly, then Joe Bernstein. Richard.
Yeah, hi, Jurgen. You talked a bit in recent weeks about getting by without Sadio and Mo, and you've mentioned Barcelona as an example. Do you kind of take greater satisfaction when you win without key players and when other people step up and the whole team compensates?
It's not greater satisfaction, no. That would be how we can do without them. I know we can do it without. Do I want to do it always without them? Why? No, it's just to react on these kind of things, to stay in the game, to stay on top of the game as long as possible, all these kind of things. But we all do that with no time. It's like, not while they are still here, we train like they are not here anymore. That makes no sense. So when they're gone, we have 3 days until the next game. Bomb. So, let's have a look. So that's the situation. So that makes it really tricky. I don't get more satisfaction. It's as good as it is when they are here and we win football games. I was never in doubt that it's possible, but I knew always it's difficult because players of their quality, you don't replace like this. That's just not the case. And that's why I'm looking forward to when they are back, but I like as well the response of the squad in the moment. That's true. But we have now this one game, Crystal Palace, which I can't remember that we spoke a lot about that yet. So maybe somebody's interested in the game as well. This is our final at the weekend. Then we have a week off. So this is our final. Again, Brazilians go to Brazil. Chucky goes to Japan. I think that's it pretty much. So some others will have a little rest, which is good. And then we go from there. So it's now really, it's a really important game at Crystal Palace. And whatever we say about, if we would have lost the game last night, which is possible, this would have been a completely different press conference because of one result. So that's the world you are living in. We are living in we have to deal with these results. We cannot always change our perspective and say, oh, now is everything good, now is everything bad, all these kind of things. We have always to work with all the informations we have. And this time we try to use them for being the one team Crystal Palace doesn't want to face on Sunday, but become anyway.
Joe Bernstein, then we finish with Simon Miller. And again, apologies to the hands I didn't get to. But Joe.
Thank you. Jurgen, I wanted to ask about Virgil van Dijk. I remember you telling us at the start of the season you were quite cautious. He'd been out for a long time, etc. But here we are in January. He's only missed 2 league games, I think. He played in the EFL Cup semis. He played against Shrewsbury in the FA Cup. Has it been a bonus? Has it been a surprise to you that he's been so consistent in being able to get on the pitch?
I'm not surprised. Pretty much about nothing what happened. So because it was now not that it was just this kind of curve and always going. So there were obviously little bumps in that's normal. Virg had to learn to deal with a lot of things, like that some physical things are just not available like they were before. This kind of thing that all will come and came back, but it's now not that from the first day it was like this. So you have to adapt to these things. If there are worries, I had bad injuries myself, so you cannot ignore that when you are an intelligent person. But Virg obviously is. You cannot ignore everything and just say, who cares? So yes, that's the way back to your best is a bumpy one. So, and he did exceptionally well. I think the biggest difference was after COVID. That's why I mentioned it, because that we still don't understand it 100%. But because I know the boys want always, then I see when they can't. It was the case in 1 or 2 games, but looks now we're over that as well. So really pleased with all the development and all these things. Especially long-term injuries we deal now with really well. Dr. Andreas Schlumberger is a massive help there. It's the structure he implemented and all these kind of things is very incredibly helpful. And so, yeah, it's good.
Thank you, Joe. And then to finish, Simon Mullock.
Hi, Jurgen. A few weeks ago, you spoke about the title race and said you couldn't really concentrate on that while the gap was too big. But has your team got to be ready in case there is a slip? Have you got to make sure that if there is an opportunity, you've got to grasp it?
Look, the problem is not the situation. The problem is that you ask about it, to be honest, because what is our situation? How much is it at the moment? 11 points, 1 game in hand? Is that?
Yeah.
I would sit here and say, I can smell we get them. That would be really crazy. Yeah? So if I would sit here and say, we don't even try, so it would be crazy as well. So the only thing we can do is winning football games. We cannot wait for a slip. We cannot really influence a slip of City. The only thing what we can influence is our performance. So I thought it's a good idea to do exactly that. So just win as many as you can. This group did it. I'm not sure when it was, 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I forgot it, these kind of things. But when we won the last 15 games, it was things like this. And it was never easy. Not 1 second. And we needed last second goals and all these kind of things. We needed all these kind of the Newcastle Divock's shoulder and this. That's what we needed then. So nobody knows what will happen, obviously, but we will try to win as many football games as possible. That's, by the way, very necessary, because there's 1 spot who will become champion, 3 more to qualify for the Champions League. And this year is so crazy. Tottenham, for example, they changed the manager because they're obviously not happy, and now they have 3 or 4 games in hand. If they win them all, they're all of a sudden third or whatever. I don't know exactly, but they are all of a sudden then really close and all these kind of things. United, you never know. Arsenal, obviously potential. Chelsea, anyway. These kind of things. So West Ham is around. So we have to qualify. So we have to win anyway. An awful lot of football games, and that's exactly what we try. And then we will see where it ends up.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Simon.
welcome.
All the best, everybody. Stay safe and speak.